Life is short. Don't sweat the small stuff. Eat that 13-layer burrito. Hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank. I'm that you are having a great day, and in today's video, I'd like to sit back in my not squeaky chair, relax, and have a little conversation with all of you guys about this thing. This is Chronicles of Arcane. Primordial Rage, the second or third set in a relatively new TCG. And I say relatively new because it has been around for a while, but I only became aware of it like 4 weeks ago or something like that. And it arrived here today. And I can already feel the murderous rage of some people as they type down the comments, because this is yet another new TCG that isn't sorcery. There's like 3 or 4 guys who consistently leave comments on TCG-related videos asking me to talk about sorcery, and I keep telling them it's on my list. And it is on my list. I will talk about sorcery eventually. It just hasn't happened yet for, things haven't lined up yet. So, we're talking about Chronicles of Arcane today. So, put your torches and pitchforks down. Relax, guys. I'll get to it. I promise. I promise. So this is a newer, it's a smaller TCG. It came out on Kickstarter. You guys already know how I feel about Kickstarter TCGs, but I picked this up because it was super cheap. Rudy at Alpha Investments was doing a sale. A buddy of mine has a Patreon account with Rudy, and he asked me if I wanted to give it a try, and I said $200 for 3 boxes plus a bunch of other goodies. Hope the game's good, and here we are now. And having said that, I did crack open a box. I've cracked open some of the extra stuff. I've looked over the rules, and I've scrutinized the card gallery. And in today's video, I'm not here to give you a opinion on the gameplay or opinion on the lore, because there is apparently lore for it. No, in this video, I'm just here to give you guys my first impressions of this game, of Chronicles of Arcane, what I think about it, what my gut instinct is telling me, and all that jazz. And I do have some thoughts. So let's go over the first thing. The first thing that really comes to mind, going over the rules and looking at the cards and really just sifting through the boxes. This feels like Magic the Gathering with the serial numbers filed off. That's honestly what it feels like. It has a lot of the same basic building blocks that Magic the Gathering does. It has all the same components, right? There's lands, what they're called essences. There's creatures, and they have summoning sickness, and they require haste to get around summoning sickness. There's equipment. There's the same basic shape of the turn. You can play 1 land or essence a turn. There's a combat phase distinct from your main phase, all that jazz. It really does feel like Magic Light. There's the 5 colors to the game plus a colorless color off on the side. It all feels kind of the same, at the very least looking from the rulebook. There is a big difference, however, in the front and back row grid system they use. That is very much not a Magic the Gathering thing. Instead, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Yu-Gi-Oh uses a grid thing where you have a select number of monsters. I think it's 6 per row, as opposed to Magic, where you can just kind of place your monsters wherever on the board. There's a battlefield you're supposed to place your creatures on in Magic, but you can kind of just place them wherever, right? Here in this game, in Chronicles of Arcane, you can just kind of place them only in the grid spaces, and this is important because where they are on the board determines who can or can't attack them. It reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh, but more importantly, it reminds me of the Seal of Orichalcos arc from Yu-Gi-Oh, Waking the Dragons. And for those of you who don't know, a little side tangent here, during that anime arc, there was a spell card called Seal of Orichalcos, which turned the spell and trap card zone into an extra monster zone. So that's baked into this. If you want to role play like you're playing Seal of Orichalcos in every one of your games, there's that. Besides the fact that it feels like Magic with the serial numbers filed off, the overall aesthetics of the game, it really does remind me of a lot of older card games. You know, the 90s fantasy games, pre-modern Magic, Wyvern, Middle Earth. But the art direction's all over the place. Some cards are cartoonish. Some cards are horrifying. Some cards have a great high fantasy vibe to them. And here in Primordial Rise, I'll get it eventually. There's a lot of dinosaurs in this set. Dinosaurs are cool as hell. I was hoping that they'd be robots too, but you know, half of the cool stuff from when you're a kid is still a lot of cool stuff. What other things did I really think were cool going on here? I dig the foiling. The foiling they use is really nice. They use a background foiling. They don't put the entire art under the foil layer. Instead, the foil layer is only applied to like the background of the art, which really accentuates and it amplifies the design of the characters on the art. So it's kind of it frames them nice and foiling. Really looks kind of cool. But they also have two kinds of foiling. They have the regular foiling, and then they have the reverse foiling, kind of like what Pokemon does. So that's neat. But while I like the foiling, I like the art, and of course it feels like Magic. I like Magic, so I'm probably gonna like playing it. But there is a problem. There is a problem with the game that I caught not going through these cards, but when I was going through their art gallery for the first set. AI was clearly used for the art in the first set, Foundry of Existence. Doesn't look like it was all the cards. It was just some of them. But you guys know me. You know how I feel about using AI art for a card game. It tells me that you weren't passionate enough to hunt down enough artists to do even basic scribble art for your game. You didn't have enough desire to really push it out without the AI stuff, right? But it does look like by the time of Primordial Rise, the AI stuff was pushed to the side. It looks like they have moved forward with real artists making real art. Unless I missed one. I could have missed one, but I went through the entire gallery as I was doing the research just to see how this game plays. And I didn't see any for the set that I opened, and I didn't notice any AI art in the cards that I've opened. So that does show me that they're willing to improve and move past AI as a tool and go for a more authentic feel with the game. So that's a plus. You know, I'm never fond of AI in general because there's something about that just looks so soulless, you know? And the fact that they're able to use AI for kind of how it's intended, as a tool to propel the game forward, that feels kind of good. And I hope that if the game survives and goes on to be something, that there's no more AI in the future, that they can continue to pay real artists for their art. So that's a nice little, I'll call that a success story. You know, I've barely heard about this game before now, and they're already moving in the right direction. There's that. Beyond that, there's not much else to say. I have not yet had a chance to actually sit down and play the game. It's stuff just arrived here today. I don't have anyone over it right now. So at some point in the next few weeks, I hope to kidnap a friend or two and sit them down and at least give it a try, you know? Beyond that, what else do I think about it in general? Do I think it's good? Do I think it's bad? I think it's going to be fine. The cards look fairly simple, fairly basic in terms of overall card design. But beyond that, the rules looked fine, and I look forward to at least giving it a try. I'm sure it'll just feel like Magic the Gathering, but it is what it is. So that's all I got for you kids today. I will do some box opening videos for the channel so you guys can take a look at the cards yourselves. I will be sure to follow this video up with an actual gameplay opinion video once I actually get around to actually trying the game. And once again, for you sorcery guys in the back, I promise there will be a sorcery video at some point in the near future. I just haven't had a chance to actually sit down with the stuff yet. Please, put your torches and pitchforks down. Sorcery is coming. Anyway, that's all I got for you kidders today. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Hit the bell notification. I think I forgot to say that. Check out the Discord, check out the Patreon, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.